The morning sun filtered through the dusty curtains of the Clampett mansion, casting long shadows across the breakfast table where Jed Clampett sat, his brow furrowed in concentration. Across from him, Jethro was busy practicing his newly acquired Japanese phrases with an enthusiasm that bordered on the manic. Jed watched him for a long moment, scratching his chin, before finally breaking the silence. "What you doing, Jethro? Cooking us up a pot of mush for breakfast, or just talking to the furniture?" Jethro looked up, his eyes bright with excitement. "We do not have to do that no more, Uncle Jed, nor nothing else. That bonsai fella is fetching over his Japanese women folks. Yeah, he is going to take care of us, but that does not mean he is going to do for us. Oh, yeah, he told me. He is going to wait on us hand and foot. Them Japanese men do not have no truck with that women's lib." "Is that a fact?" Jed asked, leaning back in his chair. "Yeah, all you got to do is give them orders. See, I have been learning Japanese, so as I will be ready. Listen to this. Kamikaze, Toyota, Sony, 0. What in the world does that mean?" "Don't smack into my car radio with your aeroplane," Jethro translated with a proud grin. "You reckon he is going to be saying that a lot?" "Well, not a lot," Jethro admitted, "but if he gives them an order right off, they will respect it. See, Japanese women is trained to respect Japanese men." "But you ain't a Japanese man, Jethro," Jed reminded him gently. "With me speaking her language so good, how is he gonna know?" True, Jed conceded, though he looked unconvinced. "Oh, you gotta learn to eat with these, Uncle Jed," Jethro said, brandishing 2 thin sticks. "What is these?" "These is what you call chopsticks. The Japanese uses them instead of knives or forks or spoons. Watch, I will show you." "They do not seem to hold a lot of victuals," Jed remarked, eyeing the sticks with skepticism. "That is probably for me. Like them karate chops." "You reckon that is why they call them chopsticks?" "More than likely," Jethro replied, his voice filled with newfound authority. "Boy, I cannot wait to sink my teeth into them chicken-fried karate chops." "You reckon these anything like pork chops?" "Oh, yeah, quite a bit. Yeah, looks like we're gonna be eating high on the karate." The front door swung open, and Mr. Drysdale hurried in, his face a mask of nervous energy. "Good morning, Mr. Clampett," he chirped, breathless. "Good morning, Mr. Drysdale." "Oh, sit down, have some breakfast." "Oh, no thanks, no thanks. I am on my way to pick up the women of Bonsai's household and bring them over." "Well, how is Mr. Bonsai feeling at this moment?" Jed inquired. "Well, he still feels terribly humiliated that Granny defeated him in hand-to-hand combat," Drysdale said, shaking his head. "I am sorry about that. It was all I could do to get him out of his room. Well, I will be on my way." "Oh, by the way, have you heard from Granny and Ellie?" "Not a word," Jed sighed. "I hope they is comfortable staying in Miss Jane's apartment." "Well, I would hardly call it an apartment," Drysdale muttered. "It is more like a furnished room." In the small, cramped confines of Miss Jane's apartment, the atmosphere was thick with the scent of unfamiliar city air. The Murphy bed sat in the middle of the room, an imposing piece of furniture that dominated the space. "This bed was right nice to sleep on, but it sure does take up a lot of room," Granny remarked, circling the structure suspiciously. "Well, Miss Jane says after you take the bedclothes off, it folds up into a sofa," Ellie Mae explained, trying to find a clear spot on the floor for her belongings. "No, that is what she said," Granny said, gesturing toward the wall, "but it ain't doing it." "Doing what?" "Folding up," Granny grunted, giving the bed a firm shove. "Granny, I think we have to help him," Ellie Mae suggested. "Let us see." "Well, I will be swished," Granny exclaimed as the bed suddenly groaned and began to retract. "What will they think of next?" "Oh, Bessie, you got your dress all dirty climbing on that fire escape. Now let us see your hands." "I was afraid of that. Now let us go get washed up. We will be having breakfast quick as Miss Jane gets back." "All right, you could sleep 6 on this thing. Crossways." "Good morning, Bessie," Miss Jane said as she entered, carrying a tray of coffee. "I hope my landlord does not see you." "Morning, Miss Jane," Ellie Mae chirped. "Oh, good morning, Ellie. Sorry it took so long getting your breakfast." Your kitchen sure must be a long ways from your bedroom. About 3 blocks, Granny noted dryly. Where is Granny? Well, she was here a minute ago. Must have stepped out. I did not see her in the hall. What do you want, Bessie? She is probably hungry. Here is your breakfast, Bessie. I thought they liked bananas.
They did.
Bessie is trying to tell us something. What is it, Bessie? I think there is something inside the couch. Well, let us see, Granny said, peering into the dark recess. Granny, how in the world are you? Are you all right? Ellie Mae gasped. Of course I am all right, Granny retorted, climbing out. The dog touched this bed. I lay down on it, and it gobbled me up. I am terribly sorry, Miss Jane apologized. I have never done that before. Have some coffee, and you will feel better. By the way, Miss Jane, where did you sleep last night? In the Murphy bed, Miss Jane replied. Oh, I am sorry you had to go and stay with friends, Granny said sympathetically. No, 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 Miss Jane laughed. It is in the wall. Come on, I will show you.
See?
You sleep standing up? Granny asked, her eyes widening in disbelief. No, no, it comes all the way down, Miss Jane explained, demonstrating. I declare I never did see so many clever beds, Granny muttered. Well, we will need them all when the other girls arrive, Miss Jane noted. Oh, it is Helen, Miss Jane said as a knock sounded on the window. I told her to come up the fire escape. My rent here is based upon occupancy by one person only. Welcome, Helen. Cheers, everyone. I will need some help with my luggage. I will give you a hand, Ellie Mae offered. Me too, Granny agreed. Bessie, I ain't never seen anything like these city beds. They sure are space savers. I reckon Miss Jane and Helen will share this one. I sure hope it is as comfortable as Ellie and mine. Ain't bad at all. Thanks awfully, Helen said, settling in. Yeah. Thanks, Melvin, Granny added, looking around. I thought Granny was here.
She was.
Granny? Jane here. Bessie is trying to tell us something again. I wonder. Miss Jane, if it will not hurt your feelings, I think I will sleep on the floor tonight. Back at the mansion, the air was buzzing with anticipation. And here they are, Mr. Clampett, the lovely ladies of Bonsai's households, and her flowers of the Orient, Drysdale announced with a flourish. This is Mr. Clampett. Howdy, ladies, Jed greeted them with a polite nod. Mr. Bonsai, your women folks is here. You speak English? Amiko does. We have great pleasure to be in the honorable house of Clampett-son. What did she call me? Clampett-son? Jed asked, puzzled. That is a Japanese title of courtesy, Drysdale whispered. They set great store by Bound, do they not? Yes, and extremely polite, Jed observed. Oh, I almost forgot about their luggage. I will give you a hand, Drysdale said, scurrying away. Hurrah, ladies. Meet Jethro. Uncle Jeth, Big Hirabiri. But me, international fray boy. You wear a karate suit. Sure, I just cannot wait to have me a karate chop, Jethro declared. You want a karate chop? Miko asked, confused. I sure do, and right away, Jethro confirmed. Please, do not ask for karate chop, Miko warned. But that is what I want, Jethro insisted, and the sooner, the better. See you later, Mr. Grindingham. Thank you, Drysdale said, looking back. What are they so excited about? You are not supposed to do things for them. From now on, they will do everything for you.
Oh.
Well, take them upstairs. Tell them to take any room they want. We have plenty of empty ones. Go ahead. What is the matter, boy? Did you fall over the rail? No, Jethro groaned, rubbing his arm. I asked them girls for a karate chop, and one of them slugged me. Welcome to Women's Live, headquarters girls, the ladies chanted. Thank you, Jethro said, bewildered. Come in, Granny shouted from the doorway. Ellie Mae, Susie, and Betty. Hi. Now, you can hang your clothes in the closet as soon as Helen is through taking a shower in there. She is taking a shower in the closet?
Someone asked.
Well, it is too small to be called a bathroom, Helen explained. We hang our clothes in the bathroom? Well, you could also call it the den, the laundry room, the kitchen, and the spare bedroom. Bedroom? Yes, we are so crowded here. I am afraid somebody will have to sleep in the tub tonight. Miss, by the way, I cannot take my shower. There is a furry animal splashing about in the bathtub. Oh, do not be alarmed, Ellie Mae said, smiling. It is probably just Ellie Chimpanzee. No, Bessie is outside. Must be Frida. Frida? She is my possum. She just loves to play in the water. I did not know Ellie brought a possum, Granny noted. Me neither, Ellie Mae admitted. She must have had it inside her coat. It likes to sleep like that. Well, Frida, you stay out of the bathtub when folks want to take showers, Granny commanded. Yes, Frida, please, the girls echoed. Miss Hathaway, it is my landlord, someone whispered urgently. Quick, everybody hide. Where? Where else? Miss Hathaway. Coming. Mr. Finney, I am glad you are here. I have a complaint. So am I, the landlord replied. I heard a lot of voices in here. You most certainly did, Miss Hathaway said defensively. It was the television set. You have not got a television set, Finney pointed out. Well, that is my complaint, she retorted. The walls here are so thin that the set next door sounds as though it is right in this room. I do not hear anything, the landlord said, shrugging. Of course not, she snapped. I made them turn it off. I believe I will take a look in there. Oh, good, good. I hope you brought your tools. There is at least half-day is work in there.
What?
Yes, the faucet leaks. The tub is stopped up. The shower does not work. The paint is peeling, and you have got to replace that worn flooring. It is dangerous. Well, I will tell you what I will do, Finney said, trying to escape. I am doing apartment 16 right now, but I will put you right at the top of the list. Mr. Finney, that is another thing, Miss Hathaway persisted. The neighborhood children peer in at me all the time. Go away, you naughty child. Go on, go on. No, I did not get a very good look. But that has got to be the ugliest kid I ever saw. Well, Mr. Finney, the situation is becoming quite intolerable. Ugly children, faulty plumbing, thin walls. What was that? I am glad you were here to see that with your own eyes, Mr. Finney. Oh, I was not, he stammered. What did I see? Well, unless prompt action is taken, I shall be forced to call the Department of Health and Sanitation about the mice in this building. That was a mouse. Oh, what else? I never saw a mouse look like that. Perhaps it was something worse, Miss Hathaway suggested. I had better call the Board of Health. No, that is okay, Finney said quickly. It was a mouse. Well, Mr. Finney, what do you intend doing about it? Well, I have got a cat. Now, it would not stand a chance against a thing like that. Goodbye, Mr. Finney. Excuse me, is Biddles almost ready? Jethro asked, entering. Biddles? Well, yeah.
Food.
You know, as we say in Japanese, lunch. Oh, yes, Miko replied. Anything special you would like. Well, I ain't gonna ask for no more of them karate chops, Jethro said.
I know you get uptight about that.
But there is something else I heard of that I would like to try. What is it? Judo roll. You want a judo roll? I sure do, Jethro said, puffing out his chest. You see, I am an international playboy, and I rocks the experiment. Please, do not ask for a judo roll, Miko pleaded. But that is what I want, Jethro insisted. Heck, fire. I thought you folks were obliging. That is wrong, son, Miko said sternly. Judo roll is not for ordinary persons. But I am not ordinary, Jethro cried. I want to try everything. Now, come on. Let me have it.
Ah.
What happened to you this time, boy? Jed asked as Jethro picked himself up. I will tell you something, Uncle Jed, Jethro gasped. Them Japanese is real polite. If you ask for some of them special biddles, then they beat the tar out of you. More visits from the landlord. Girls? Granny asked, walking in. No, they replied. You scared him away for a while. Helen, what in the world are you doing? I am getting some charcoal burning in this barge here, Helen explained. Well, that is purely a decorative piece, Granny said. Well, Granny wanted to make us a hot meal, and that is the only thing we could find to cook on. Oh, there is no cooking in this apartment, Miss Hathaway sighed. But where is Granny? She and Ellie went out shopping for some victuals, Helen said. That is food. Yes, I know, Miss Hathaway agreed. Let's try it. This charcoal is smokeless, and I am simply perishing for nice, hot London grill. Well, if I know Granny is Biddles, they will in no way resemble a London grill, Miss Hathaway remarked. We back, girls? Granny called out. Well, you see what all we got. You're gonna have a feast fit for a king. For a queen, Granny, one of the girls corrected. Remember, this is Women's Lib headquarters. Let us not exalt the male image. What did you bring? I am starving. Listen to this and let your mouth water, Granny declared. Salted down sow belly, owl gizzards, ground hog sausage, pickled catfish heads and tenderloin, a badger and gopher gravy. I do not believe this, the girls murmured. That ain't all, Granny continued. Tell them what we got for dessert, Ellie. Pawpaws with sorghum syrup, hedge apple turnovers and pulp wheat pudding, and a nice, ripe goat cheese, Ellie Mae added. What kind of market sells things like that? You cannot get those kind of delicacies in no market, Granny said with a grin. We went by home and sneaked into the root cellar. Yeah, and we peeked through the window, and we seen Jed and Jethro, and they were having a miserable time. Jethro had done fine from hunger. Yeah. He was laying on the floor in his underwear, and Jed had to help him to stand up. It will not be long before they will be yelling and screaming for us to come back home. But we're gonna let them keep suffering until they knuckle under the women's lib. Well, I better get after the cooking, Granny decided. Where is the stove? Well, Unfortunately, I do not have a stove, Miss Hathaway admitted. I started a fire in Miss Hathaway's brazier, Granny announced. Where? Right here, in her brass brazier, Granny said, pointing. Miss Jane, I hope you do not put that thing on hot, Miss Hathaway warned. Miss Miko, I ain't never worn nothing like this before, Jed said, adjusting his robe. It is mighty fancy for an old weed bender like me. No, Clampett-san, Miko said softly. You look very handsome. Very handsome. Please. Well, what if I was to spill victuals on it? You have no worry, she assured him. You will spill. Miko clean. You girls sure is a blighter, Jed said, feeling awkward. Our pleasure to serve, ma'am, Miko said. Please to be seated. Is that an eating table? Jed asked. Yes, she replied. Looks like somebody has sawed their legs off, Jed observed. No, it is a Japanese table, she explained. You sit. Well, cannot I better wait for the others? No, Clampett-san, head of household, she insisted. Please to be seated. And have a sip of sake. A sip of what? Sake, our native wine made from rice. You taste. Jed mused, sipping. Japanese, white lightning. Please to be seated, Miko said. Miko will entertain while you wait. Hot dog. Jed exclaimed. Sure does smell good in here. How soon is victuals? Oh, well, I reckon I can wait, but I am awful thirsty. Hey, you got a sumo crush? You have heard of sumo crush? That is what the wrestlers over to Japan drinks. They is always giving one another sumo crush. It is probably like an orange crush or a lemon crush. You got any? Hey, Mr. Bonsai, you ever do any wrestling over to Japan? Oh, yes, Bonsai replied. Could you give me a sumo crush? You want a sumo crush? Bonsai asked, his eyes narrowing. I sure do, Jed affirmed. Please do not ask for sumo crush, Bonsai said, his voice dropping an octave. Oh, come on. Please, Jed begged. You insist? Yes, sir, Jed said firmly. We step outside, Bonsai said. It is better for sumo crush. I sure do appreciate this, Jed said, heading for the door. I will not forget it. Not soon, I guarantee. Well, I have got Granny cooking on the roof, Ellie Mae said to the girls. I do not think the landlord can smell it up there. I hope she does not set the building on fire. Oh, no danger, Ellie Mae laughed. As soon as you are finished with your laundry, come up and have lunch. We are eating on the roof? Betty asked. Believe me, Betty, Granny is cooking is best eaten out of doors, Ellie Mae said. I will get it, someone said as the phone rang. Who are you? Who are you? I am the landlord. Helen, guess who Miss Hathaway has for a landlord? Who? Cary Grant, someone whispered. Oh, Mr. Grant, the girls squealed. You are even more handsome off the screen than on. Does not that gray hair make him look distinguished? Divine, someone sighed. And those eyes. Those sexy eyes. They simply melt a woman's heart. Oh, Mr. Grant, you're my favorite star. My star of stars. Mine, too, another girl agreed. Might I ask you to autograph my slip? Who do you girls think you are kidding? The man at the door asked, looking confused. I beg pardon? I do not look anything like Cary Grant, the man said.
You know it. Well,
Gregory Peck. Yes, he said, exasperated. Give this to Miss Hathaway, will you? What is it? It is a trap for her mouse, he said, dropping a small device. Excuse me, girl, there's a phone. Someone interrupted. Oh, no, compensate, I will get it, someone said, picking up. Clementine speaking.
hello, Jed.
This is Granny. Are you suffering? Oh, yeah, Jed groaned into the receiver. Yeah, I sure am. Are you ready to knuckle under and give in to the women's lib? Have you learned your lesson? Well, Granny, not yet, Jed replied. I think I ought to suffer a couple more days. Yeah, let us stay in touch. Don't call me, I will call you.
Bye.
Well, now it is time to say goodbye to Jed and all his kin, the narrator concluded. They would like to thank you folks for kindly dropping in. You are all invited back next week to this locality to have a heaping helping of their hospitality. Hillbilly, that is. Set a spell. Take your shoes off. Do not come back now, dear. This has been a Filmways presentation.